Hello, everyone. I'm Pavel Streicher. Thanks, Jeff, for introduction. I'm very happy to be able to talk to you today about what AI offers us now, and also why today's AI is not the general AI as many tend to think. So, moving forward, let's quickly establish some common ground. There is some bad news and good news here. The bad news is the whole discussion of what AI is and what it isn't, the whole process of demystification, it would take ages. And even then, there would be some experts claiming that what we have arrived at is untrue and that they know better. And they would be right, because simply put, we currently don't have a solid, bulletproof definition of what AI encompasses. I personally believe that in such an ever-changing field, we can arrive at those definitions only in hindsight. Once we have some other terms, concepts related to AI, for instance, fields that are figuratively speaking sister to AI or its children, meaning they follow AI in its evolution. Only then, only then, in relation to such fields, we can pinpoint what AI is or what AI was. And for that, obviously, we need some more time. So that was the bad news. The good news is that we are not going to do all that today. That's not the goal of the talk today. For the sake of simplicity, I suggest we just assume that, while not very specific, a dictionary definition does the term justice. And the dictionary says that AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computer. Please don't mistake intelligent with conscious, and bear in mind that when a dictionary says computer, it basically means anything with a processor today. But for those who prefer more down-to-earth version, or let's say reinterpretation of what the dictionary actually means, I offer my translation. So I believe that AI happens when we try to make computers capable of doing very complex things, setting them up so that their inner workings kind of resemble how we humans process, not think. And some comments to asterisks. Very complex means that it is impressive for us. For instance, scientific calculators can be perceived as very complex. Kind of resemble because we actually do not 100% know how neural networks work once we set them up. Not to mention that we don't know how our own neural networks inside our brains work. And lastly, how we process, not think, because mimicking our processing is distinctly different than mimicking our thinking. Processing is following the rules, while thinking goes way further, is way more complex. And again, not sure what constitutes way more, but the sheer inability to pinpoint what thinking is places it several layers of complexity above. We have the definition part behind us. Let's move forward. You've probably seen this graph a couple of times. It's a Gartner hype cycle, so called. For those who haven't, Gartner, the company of Gartner, publishes yearly which emerging technologies are new, which are hyped to the max, and which have passed the hype and moved into what they nicely call true of disillusionment. I'm showing you 2017 graph because 2018 one has less specific terms on it, but where AI is concerned, not much has changed. So what we see here, and honestly speaking, I do like the depiction, and I agree with that. What is being shown on the graph. So what we see is that technologies that are already hyped are applications of narrow AI, machine learning and deep learning. While deep reinforcement learning, and more specifically artificial general intelligence, both obviously related to general AI, are still far from being implementable, are at the very beginning of the curve. And this is fine. It wouldn't be a problem if only everyone thought like this. But we have two major problems. Firstly, unfortunately, general AI is what dominates the discussion about AI currently. It's a shame that too often general AI gets taken as a synonymous to AI. For instance, just mention AI at any party or any public gathering, and people will start coming up with all sorts of weird associations like killing robots and other apocalyptic things, or Black Mirror-esque human minds trapped in computers, etc., etc. All general AI things, or even further away. And secondly, mentioned earlier, everyone, including myself, feel free to tell us what AI is. Every major business conference currently contains a couple of what AI is lectures. And those lectures and those comments are often too generic, unclear, and very contradictory if you gather them all together. So this is the state of the situation, or this is the situation we are facing when we want to discuss AI. Some confusion, not clear definitions, but we have to do what we have to do with that.